In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this action sequence. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download your images to your H drive. Then you're going to go to File, Automate, and Photo Merge. Click on Photo Merge, and what you're going to do is keep it on the auto selection here. You want to uncheck Blend Images Together. Then you're going to go to Browse, and hopefully you know where to find the photographs that you took. I'm going to select this first one here, and then I'm going to hold Shift and select the last one, which select all those. Click OK, and it added them in there. Go ahead and click OK. What Photoshop is going to do is line up all of these images. Hopefully I photographed them, like I was holding on a tripod, but there may have been some movement between the 6 to 8 different photographs that I took. So you can see right now Photoshop is putting all the layers, all the images together, and then it's aligning them. So it's looking at the tree and the fence and trying to align everything so that it matches up. We're going to give this a second. Okay, so Photoshop went ahead and took all the photographs, put them into this one image. And you can see that all the different layers are here. The best way to start this process is to turn off all the other layers. So now we're just looking at this one layer. And then you're going to go ahead and go to the Quick Selection tool and select your subject. Make sure that you're on the right layer. It doesn't have to be a really exact selection. We're just going to go ahead and click the mask. So there she is. Now at this point, turn on your bottom layer so we have some context for where she's at. Now you want to be on the mask. Then we're going to go over to the brush. So we want to set the foreground color of the brush to white. And now we can just brush back in the detail that the selection didn't do. And it's going to be a good idea to bring in the shadow of all your subjects. It's going to make it look a little more realistic. You'll see that it's kind of extending out into the canvas here, and that's okay. We're going to crop the image when we're done. Next, let's go ahead and turn this bottom layer, the next layer, on. You can see there's a bit of overlap here, and what's going on is that's from the previous, the layer above it. So let's just turn that off. Make sure that this layer is selected. Go to the Quick Selection tool, select her, and now we're going to put a mask on, and you'll see that we still need to go to the brush and brush back some detail here. So, and again, make sure you get that shadow in there. You're going to have to be aware of the overlapping that's going to occur. So there's some overlapping here. I'm going to need to go back and make that a little more detail later. But I can see I still need to get her arm there and her hair, so I've missed that. Okay, next I've got this one here, so there's a little bit of overlap going on there. Let's turn these off. Go here, Quick Selection, select Brooke, put a mask on, go to the Brush tool, and then brush her back. Brush back the parts that we're going to need, her hand, shoes, and that shadow as well. This one's going to be a little different here. Let's turn these other ones on just to see what we got. Okay, we've got another layer. I want you to have a minimum of 5 photographs of your subject. So make sure you're on the right layer. Go to the brush, and we're going to brush back the detail that we lost. I'm doing a real quick selection just for the sake of the video here. Okay, here's my last layer. I'm going to go to my Quick Selection tool, make another selection, put the mask on, go to the brush, bring in her shoe. Okay, so I'm still missing some parts. but at this point I think you're getting the idea of what we're going to do. So before you finish, well, I'm going to go back and do some more editing here and clean it up. Let's go ahead and crop the image. Make sure you crop this. It's going to be a very large image. So again, we want to do 11 inches by 8.5, resolution 150. And actually on this image, we're going to lose something. So let's just escape that. Let's clear the dimensions for the crop. And let's just crop this the best way for the image itself. So go ahead and crop that in. You'll notice here, we're going to lose a little bit here, but I'm okay with that. Now we don't have that white background. What I do want you to do is to resize it. So go to image size. It's a very large image right now. Go ahead and bring the pixels of your longer image to 3000. And then before you turn it in, flatten your image and turn it in as a JPEG. So I'm going to do a little bit more detail here and show you the final result. So this is something you may run into, is you're trying to clean up the selection and you're wondering why you can't bring the foot back on this layer here. Well, it's actually the layer above here. This one, if I go to the mask and then the brush, this one is actually affecting. Let me turn these all off so you can kind of see what's going on here. My selection here was extending over into the other one, so I needed to go through and remove the what was going on there. And then now her foot is covering that part of her foot or hand, and so we're okay. So that's kind of detail I want you to go through. I went through and added the shadow on all these. It makes it look a lot more natural. This is how I want you to edit this project. So that's your final result, and hopefully that helps. If you got any questions, let me know.